All right, good afternoon, everyone. This Thursday afternoon, hope you're doing okay. We're going to do a few Rashis from the fifth Aliyah in this week's Parsha of Yitro. Things are really heating up in the Parsha. We're getting really to the actual moment of Matan Torah, to the Aseres Dibros, which are going to happen in tomorrow's Aliyah, in this Aliyah. But for the moment, we're still in preparation mode. And in that preparation mode, at the beginning of our Aliyah, there's a little bit of a back and forth between Moshe, Hashem, and the nation. Moshe, of course, is acting as intermediary here. Moshe comes before Hashem, he delivers his message to the people speak, it delivers to Moshe, Moshe to Hashem, etc., etc. But there's one missing piece to this conversation, which Rashi helps to fill in. So in the preamble, again, over here, after all the instructions are given, if you remember in yesterday's Aliyah, Hashem gives this overview of everything that's to come. They come to the mountain, they come all prepared for Matan Torah. Moshe goes up to the mountain, and Hashem says, here's what you're going to say to Bnei Israel, to the men, to the women. The overview of the whole thing is, you saw my miracles. I took you out on Kanfei Nesharim. I took you out on the wings of eagles. I love you. You're my people. You're special. Now, Ata, we saw yesterday, you listen to my commandments, you keep my bris, and you will be a nation that is a treasure to me. You'll be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. This is what you're going to say to Bnei Israel. That's the preamble, okay? Now, after that preamble, we see this back and forth. So acting as the intermediary, Moshe takes that message, which he just got from Hashem, the preamble to Matan Torah. You listen to my commandments, you'll be a treasured nation. And he brings that to the representatives of the people, to the Ziknei Ha'am. And he places all this before them. So the logical next step is that the people respond. And indeed, that's what they do. The nation responds is no problem. Of course, whatever God says, we're going to do. God says we should listen to him and be his treasured nation. That's exactly what we're going to do. This is not the famous Naseh v'Nishma, which comes in Parshas Mishpatim, but it's the first step of that, which is Naseh. He asks them to do the following. Ata, now you're supposed to listen to my commandments and keep my bris. And they answer and they say, Naseh, we're going to do it. Okay, now the next logical step. Vayashev Moshe Tzuriya Amal Hashem. Moshe brings back that report to Hashem. So far, so good. Okay, Hashem delivers message to Moshe. Moshe delivers message to the people. People respond to Moshe. Moshe delivers that message back to Hashem. So far, perfect sequence. Now Moshe is with Hashem, and Hashem delivers the next stage of the message. Vayomer Hashem o Moshe, Hinei anochi ba elecha be'av ha'anan, ba'avur yishma ha'ames bedabri imach, v'gam becha ya'aminu le'olam. Hashem says, wonderful. They agreed to the plan. Here's the next step. The next step is to actually give them over the Torah. And the way that that's going to work is I'm going to come to you in the thick of the cloud, and I'm going to speak to you so that the nation will hear. The presumption there in Hashem's plan is that Hashem's not going to speak directly to people, just like it's been in this back and forth. Hashem is going to speak to Moshe, but he's going to do so in a way that the nation will be able to listen in. It's like listening to a conversation between two people. And through that, Gam b'chai yaminu le'olam. They're going to believe in me and what I have to tell them. They're also going to believe in you. They're going to see your special stature. They're going to see that you're the conduit of Torah to them. And they're going to believe in you and trust you and follow you faithfully on into the future. Great. Again, Hashem to Moshe, Moshe to the people to Moshe, Moshe to Hashem, now Hashem to Moshe. And look what comes next. Vayaged Moshe es divrei ha'am el Hashem. Moshe delivers the words of the people to Hashem. For the first time, the order is off. Something's missing over here. We had the very logical order, one to the other, 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 one step, two steps, three steps, all the way back and forth in this conversation with Moshe as the intermediary. The antecedent to this is that Hashem spoke to Moshe. What you would expect next is, okay, Moshe delivered that message to the people. And then the people reacted and Moshe delivered their message back to Hashem. But over here, Moshe reacts and sends the people's words to Hashem without us seeing that the people actually had any reaction. So what message is he delivering from the nation back to Hashem? We don't see them react in any way. Rashi fills in the details for us. Vayiged Moshe es divrei ha'am Hashem. What's divrei ha'am? What words of the people? The first words of the people, when they say Nasa, he already delivered. So they must have said something else that's not recorded in the text, which Moshe heard and delivered back to Hashem. What he delivered was tshuva al davar zeh, kvar shamati mehem. We don't see them react because Moshe already heard this from them. It's almost like he says to Hashem, listen, I know what the people are going to say. So it's not literally Yagid Moshe's Divrei Am Hashem, that he took their words which they spoke to him and he delivered them to Hashem. It's Moshe reacting immediately to Hashem on behalf of the people based on what he knows generally about their thoughts, their assumptions, their reactions so far, which is why the middle step of the people reacting to Moshe is missing here in this part of the conversation. So here we have blue, yellow, blue, and here we have blue, yellow. Go straight to the end of Moshe delivering their words back because they naturally didn't respond to these words. Before they have a chance to respond, Moshe responds on their behalf. And he says, I already know what they're going to say to this. You just told me to tell them that they're not going to hear from you directly, that you're going to speak to me in the thick of the cloud and they're going to overhear. And I can already tell you what they're going to say. Kvar shamati mehem sheritzonan lishma mimcha. I know that they really want to hear from you. There is no comparison between hearing the words of the king and hearing the words of the king through a messenger. Our desire is to see our king. Moshe is anticipating what the people are going to say. Moshe knows, based on their prior conversations, that the people want direct access to Hashem. And if what Hashem is promising them here, after they just so readily said Naseh, and they agreed to be as Mamlachas Kohanim, the Goy Kadosh, Am Segula, what Hashem is promising is that they'll overhear a conversation, that they'll have his words delivered to them with a shaliach, a messenger. Moshe says, Hashem, they're not going to buy that. They're not going to go for that. They've already told me, it's our desire to see our king. It's our desire to hear from him directly. Now, we have a lot to think about in terms of that reaction that's being reported. Rashi's very nice. He fills in the blanks of the pasuk and textual challenge. But on a theoretical level, we have to understand what the people were asking for here, whether it was legitimate or not. Rashi doesn't address it. He's just saying what Moshe reported, but he's not telling us whether he thinks that's legitimate, whether he thinks that's right, or it's wrong, or it's possible, or it's not possible. I think on the one hand, there's something very chutzpahdik about the people's requests. If Hashem is saying, here's how it's going to go, they should have said, or Moshe should have reported in their name, yeah, sure, no problem. Whatever you're willing to give us, we're willing to take. You're willing to reveal yourself to us through a shaliach, through thick clouds, through whatever it is, fine, we'll take it. So on the one hand, it's very chutzpahdik. No. We want to see you. We want to hear from you. It's not good enough. It's very chutzpahdik. On the other hand, there's something very beautiful over here. And I think that's what's being conveyed by Moshe. The people have this deep desire to know Hashem, to come closer to Hashem. They may recognize that there will be barriers forevermore. Forevermore, no one will ever hear directly from Hashem. But in this moment alone, we need to hear directly. And that closeness will carry us forever into the future. Even to those times when people won't hear directly. People will refer back and to say, I know that I am too removed from Hashem to hear directly, but once upon a time, my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents stood at Har Sinai and Hashem came to them. Wow. And if we don't have that wow, and we don't have that closeness, what's going to carry us long into the future? So my assumption is coming from a very good place and a keen desire to have that closeness with Hashem, which they knew would be a one-time experience. And I think it's something we continue to hope for until today, even though we know it's not possible. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, you too, Rabbi, and everybody.
Thank you.
Be well.
Stay warm.
You too.
Stay warm.